Everyone, this is Garland and today we're going to be talking about Dauntless by Phoenix Labs. Looks just like Fortnite, plays just like Monster Hunter, but a little easier if you felt like Monster Hunter was a little too intimidating. With that being said, give a like or subscribe if you want to level up. Let's get started. When you boot up your screen, you're going to notice that this game looks a little childish, but I promise you it's not like that. So once you get into it, you're going to see like little spurts of blood. It's not going to be anything super violent. Like I said, it looks like Fortnite. It's very colorful, very vibrant, 4K, beautiful game. Runs at 200 frames per second on my PC. Personally, the thing that drew me to this game is just that the fact that I can play on my Switch, and then I can move to my Xbox, and then I can move to my PlayStation, all in a matter of seconds. Now, the cool part is that when you're playing, you can actually see what console people are playing on. So you can see if you're with the PS4 user or a Switch user or whatever. Like sometimes I'll even play on my phone with GeForce Now. So if you don't know what that is, it's just like Google Stadia. And with that, I can play online wirelessly. Jesus. So I can play anywhere I want as long as I have good internet. Now the cool thing about this game at the time I came in is that there is a huge variety of weapons. So I know it wasn't like that when the game first came out initially, but now you have like gauntlets. I call them gauntlets, they aren't actually gauntlets, but they do the same thing. It pretty much turns you into Dante from Devil May Cry. They have a pike, which is essentially the thing that Keelik uses in Soul Calibur. They have an axe, a hammer, and they have a sword. Oh, almost forgot, they also have chain blades. So the things that Kratos uses in like almost all the games, including that surprising one of the last God of War that came out back in April, like 2 years ago, you can use those in the game. It's pretty crazy, but they're weak as shit, just to let you know. I know I'm gonna get this question, and it's gonna be, what's the best weapon? Well, there is really no best. It's gonna be like a personal preference type of thing. So my personal favorite is going to be the sword because I love chopping shit off of monsters. But yours could be breaking things, so yours will essentially be the hammer. But I will say that the gauntlets are going to be the best bet if you want to break things because they hit so fast, but they don't hit as hard as a hammer, but you can hit much more with the fist. And it's going to cause a thing called stagger damage. Now you can stagger a behemoth by hitting it in the head several times with either the hammer or the fist. And each weapon also has stagger damage, and you can have part damage added onto that, so it's going to make that a lot easier. But if you want to stagger behemoths, I will either use the hammer or the fist. One of those two. Now let's get to the behemoths, and this is probably my only gripe about the game is that there's a lot of copy and paste. And so when I say that, I mean that you'll have a terra behemoth that also is going to be a snow behemoth or ice, and then you'll have the same thing, your fire behemoth. So it's going to have the same body, but it's just going to have different elements to it. Now this happens a lot during the early game before they start introducing like umbral behemoths or radiant behemoths. But that first couple hours I'm just like, that's it? Come on guys, I need more creative than this. But once you get past that bump and you start finding the stronger monsters that I've just recently learned that they just put into the game as I got it, so I can see why a lot of people didn't play it, it gets much better. I know a big concern with a lot of free-to-play games is that it's pay to win, and that's not the case. So I mentioned before that you can get a thing called a hunt pass and get like double the rewards, but you still have to slay behemoths no matter what to get anything. So you can't just buy something unless it's going to be cosmetic. That's the only thing. You can't buy stronger weapons, you can't buy any of that. You have to earn that shit. Now to piggyback on that, there are some things that you're going to need to fight like stronger beasts or behemoths as they call them in this game, such as they have pylons that grant you health or they have pylons that give you strength. But like I said, it's not a necessary thing, but you're going to make yourself go through hell with trying to beat these stronger monsters as you progress through the game. Now just a disclaimer, this is coming from someone who started on Monster Hunter World. So I did not start on Generations, I didn't start on anything in the past, I started on World. And that was like, people have said that the game was essentially holding my hand the whole time. So if that shit is supposed to be easier, I don't want to play anything else. I know they said it was more rewarding, but it just wasn't for me. I know like a lot of people don't have that time to dedicate to that kind of game. So like, if you feel that way too, Dauntless is going to be much better for you. So I'm not going to say that because I'm like a baby, but you know, I like to be able to come home and chill when I play the game, you know, and not have to struggle and figure out all this foreign shit before I even start. Now, another gripe that I had with Monster Hunter was that the battles were so long, and so like, you know, you can't really stop battles in Monster Hunter. Once they're happening, that's it. You're in there. But unless you leave and you're a dick and you just leave your team out to dry. But those battles will sometimes, depending on the beast, will last like 40 minutes. And so with with Dauntless, it goes by like, it's so fast. Like it happens in like 10 minutes, depending on if your team is trash or not. But like, even with like, you know, kind of finicky people, those battles go by quick. To sum things up, I would say you should get this game if you want, one, faster matches, if you want a better selection of weapons. Now, I know Monster Hunter World has been around for a while and they just had an expansion, so it's going to be kind of hard to top that. But for a game that's just fresh out of beta, well, I can't say fresh out anymore, it's like I said, it's been a year. For a game that's pretty fresh on the market and has not had any other Monster Hunters or whatever games before it, what they have is really good. So they have a big selection. They're still adding to it, and they're also in touch with the community, which is great. If you follow them on Reddit, or if you have Reddit, please add them. You'll see the people that Phoenix Labs that created the game constantly in there talking to their fans. And they're constantly putting these updates out, and sometimes it's even weekly or monthly. So they also have a bigger expansion coming soon, so it's just a perfect time to jump into the game before the crowd follows, you know? And I think that's where I'll leave this. Yeah, it's a great game. Great job by Phoenix Labs for putting this out completely free, and what they give you, the content that you have for it being free is amazing. It's a very, very solid competitor to Monster Hunter World or any other Monster games that you may have played, and it's just definitely worth a look. This is Garland CMI. Thank you for checking it out. Leave a comment, subscribe, give a like. Peace.